Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. August brings new energy your way that will affect you in specific ways. So in today's video, let's talk about what's coming your way in August of 2025 astrologically and how you can utilize this energy to your benefit. Hello my Virgos and welcome back to the channel. You know the drill. I'm Isabel, your spiritual rebel friend, and today we are talking about your August of 2025 horoscope, including hopefully how to exactly utilize these energies. But overall, my interpretations of astrology are more based on proactive action and introspection overall. So in today's video, we're going to try to cover some of the major transits happening in August that will affect you, whether you're a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, and how to align with them. I will skip over some transits as I am a bit short on time this month to film everyone's horoscopes. So hopefully this suffices. Let me know down in the comments below. These are really the transits that I recommend you pay attention to. And of course, before I dive in, before we get any further, per usual, if you want to go deeper into how the stars will affect you in August, book a reading down in the description box below or in the card up above, where in half an hour or 1 hour, we can talk about how the stars are affecting you based off of your unique birth chart and how you can utilize these energies to manifest your desires and become your highest self. The link is in the description box below again and in the card up above. Now let's start off by talking about one of the most basic transits per usual. First 22 days of the month, the sun will be in Leo, and then from the 22nd onward, we finish off the month with the sun in Virgo. Your sign, your birthday season begins, Virgos, and you're gonna have, frankly, a very hectic birthday season this year, as we will have eclipses in your sign and your opposite sign. But that is for a later horoscope. That is for September. I will have videos coming out about the eclipses because they are so huge, especially for you. And so for that reason, this is like the calm before the storm, Virgos. And this month specifically, you can feel called to focus more on your inner relationship with your unconscious mind, going deep into your psyche to address some deeper fears, to become more courageous and aligned in your life. And then the second half of the month, really trying to self-actualize. Whenever we have Leo Virgo energy, this dynamic for you is presenting introspection, self-reflection, diving deep into the self, shifting things deep within you, and then seeing how that can now be reflected in your demeanor, your appearance, and who you are to the world. So both of these houses that are being activated for you, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, with Leo and Virgo season, the 12th house and the first house, words, is a month of introspection and self-actualization, focusing on the self, the deep parts of yourself and the more superficial parts of yourself. In the end, the sun's transits tell us that wherever it's transiting, this is where we can prioritize and we gain vitality. So Virgos, with the sun being in your 12th and first house, while this brings a feeling of wanting to be introspective and focus on self-actualization, this also simply put means that by focusing on introspection, inner work, self-reflection, going deeper into your psychological wounds, especially regarding issues around playfulness, attention seeking, and courage, the more vital you will feel. This is a very interesting dynamic because when the sun transits Leo, it's in its home sign. But this is also always naturally, Virgos, your 12th house. And so what this kind of indicates to me very strongly this month is that, especially if you have maybe Leo placements, you're finding that there's a sense of radiance. You find the most, I wouldn't be surprised, joy and excitement in life the more you make time for solitude. Now, that doesn't mean you have to live like a hermit, but I wouldn't be surprised if many Virgos out there feel more excited to live simply, and this is being brought to light this month, but more excited to live the more you make space to digest your thoughts, which Virgos need more time to digest their thoughts already, as they are already so mental. So this is a great month for you to digest your thoughts, digest your fears, and get clear on who you want to become, and then self-actualize in the second half of the month. On the 24th, we have the sun in Virgo squaring Uranus and Gemini, and I'm not going to touch on that in this video, though it does heavily impact you, because I did a video overview talking about Uranus and Gemini in August that I recommend you check out instead to get ideas on what themes may be coming up for you. The sun is what you can prioritize for vitality in your life, but the moon is the emotional storyline that is playing into your core, or that you're feeling at your core, better said. And so we have a full moon in Aquarius this month and a new moon in your sign, Virgos, at 0 degrees. This new moon is extra special, but we'll talk about that second. First, let's talk about the new moon in Aquarius, which is highlighting your health this month. Specifically, around the 6th through the 12th, we have the full moon in Aquarius at 17 degrees. And so you may be having realizations, fulfillments, and culminations regarding your health, your habits, your routines, and your work. I recommend that you look back to 6 months prior, which I believe is around January, February, for what you were initiating during the new moon in Aquarius. And then also look back to 2 weeks ago, as of filming this video, the 24th of July. What were you initiating with the new moon in Leo? These are cycles that are now culminating, a 6-month and a 2-week cycle per usual. I think that if you look back 6 months prior to what was going on during the new moon in Aquarius, you will see that you started some new health habit or set some form of boundary with work or tried on a new work style. You changed up your routine. You shifted jobs. You tried out a new job role. Something related to your work, your services, your health, and your habits was initiating something new around January, February. And now you can expect to see the rewards for the new action you set into motion around 6 months ago, as well as 2 weeks ago when we had the new moon in Leo in your 12th house. Maybe you had some new psychological thing that you initiated. Maybe it was a new belief that you intended, okay, I'm not gonna live in alignment with this belief anymore. I'm gonna act differently. I'm gonna change my thoughts. Maybe now you're seeing the results of that. Overall, full moon in Aquarius is a great time to receive a feeling of health, to open yourself to feeling healthy, vital, and energetic. And also, full moons do call us to let go of what no longer serves. So outdated models of health, routines, and work could be falling away for you during this new moon or full moon in Aquarius as well. Words. And then from the 20th through to the 26th, we have a new moon in Virgo at 0 degrees. Now, this is a very special new moon, as I said, not just because you're the star of the show, Virgos, and especially powerful for those who are Virgo moons, but we are going to have another Virgo moon, a new moon solar eclipse in Virgo in September. So this is like a trial run of intentions, and that is how I recommend you align with this energy. Overall, a new moon in Virgo in your sign is calling you to initiate a new intention and new beginning regarding your sense of self and who you want to be and how much independence you initiate. Maybe you want to spend more time on your own. You're initiating something new that allows you to be your own person. That is what you're called to do during the new moon. That is what you may feel called to do during the new moon. And this is a great opportunity because it's the first of 2 new moons that we will have as a trial run. It may feel like the intention that you are initiating or the action that you're initiating comes from a place of strong ignorance or naivety. And you feel like, well, I have no way of knowing if this is gonna work. And that is exactly what this new moon wants you to do. It's at 0 degrees. 0 degrees is the Fool in the tarot, and 0 is the Fool in the tarot is what I mean. And this is the idea of blissful ignorance. And that's kind of the energy that this new moon brings. It's like let's test this out. Let's trial run this before we fully initiate it with the solar eclipse in Virgo. Or let's set this into motion and then we'll see if the new moon in solar eclipse in Virgo wants to keep this as a continuing initiation. So it's a very powerful opportunity to trial run something in your life, specifically regarding your sense of self. Now, if Virgo is your sun, or your moon. If Virgo is your sun, look to what house additionally for your rising horoscope point being Virgo is, because this could be somewhere where you're initiating a new intention that additionally shifts your sense of self as well. In the month of August, Mercury stays retrograde for the first 11 days of the month, which is a great time for you to revisit old psychological patterns or old ways of addressing your psychology, which means specifically, an example, Virgos, if you've been seeing a therapist, revisiting your journals or conversations that you've had with a therapist or a psychologist. If there's some form of inner work development that you're doing, whether it's meditation or reading a self-help book, revisiting those things is what you're called to do during Mercury retrograde, because there's something more for you to be gained through these modalities during this time. Mercury retrograde calls us to the past to address if we are needing to take anything from the past into our future, or if there's anything that needs to stay in the past. So maybe there's also certain modalities of inner work process that you're being called to let go of, and they're resurfacing out of nowhere. Or maybe old fears are resurfacing for Virgos right now, deep unconscious fears, whether that's fear of security, fear of being alone, fear of dependency, fear of, the list could go on. But something old is resurfacing for you around your psychology and your psychological process, your inner work process and your inner world. And so during the first 11 days of the month, it is invited for you to reflect on this and ask yourself, is there any of this I want to leave in my past and any of it I want to take forward into my future? That is your simple guide to Mercury retrograde. I swear it can be this simple, guys, except every time I hear about Mercury retrograde, people are like, the world's going to end. So anyway, Mercury stations direct 4 degrees of Leo on the 11th. And so you're slowly making progress forward in your inner work journey after that point. Just simply put, my advice for you with Mercury retrograde, Virgos, is make time for your inner world and be patient with your inner world on top of it. On the 18th, Mercury in Leo will sextile Mars in Libra. Simply put, this is a great day for your finances and for your inner world. What I could see here is that you are establishing a greater sense of self-worth this day. You're doing something that makes you feel a stronger sense of self-worth, setting a boundary, or you're doing something behind closed doors, such as writing, or something introspective, something where you're doing in solitude, and this could bring you financial income. A little bit of weird interpretation, but that's as light as I'm gonna keep it for today to stay on track. Simply put, August 18th, good day to take action. Action based off of balance and connection, and that honors your self-worth. That would be my advice to you, Virgos. Now, Venus does quite a few different aspects throughout this month, but overall, for the most part, the most important thing is that Venus is in Cancer and will conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. And so what this means for you is that this is a great day or great month for your purpose and your community. Specifically, the work that gives you a sense of purpose, the people that make you feel important, and the community you're surrounded with and the role you play in that community. So it's really good for your sense of importance, and you're finding that sense of importance through nurturing and being nurtured. Throughout the month, I'm not going to touch on all the different aspects Venus are doing, simply because I think that's going to take us on a sidetrack. But overall, the one thing I will say is that your purpose and career seem to go hand in hand, even if you've been feeling a slowdown recently. No, not your career. My brain is trying to calculate your guys' houses, and I'm still not great at that. Your relationships and your community go hand in hand. So your romantic and platonic one-on-one friendships, your one-on-one connections are supporting your purpose this month, and your community is supporting your relationships, even though your relationships have maybe felt like they have had some backtracking to do. The most important thing I want to accentuate is Venus in Cancer conjuncting Jupiter in Cancer on the 12th. This is a day for expansion and abundance, especially because Venus has to do with love, beauty, and wealth. And so you can anticipate and expect that whatever comes up on the 12th, whether it's a very clear, obvious money flowing into your bank account, which it could be for any of us, or if it's finding the love of your life, or if it's just simply put a feeling, a realization, a revelation, or energetic alignment, this is serving you in bringing you a sense of purpose and love for life through growing your sense of purpose and community. So really pay attention to what's going on the 12th and expand your capacity to receive the good. Expand your capacity to receive nurturance and nurture in your community, and nurture your sense of importance to the world. Now, final note for today, Mars is in Libra from the 6th of August through the rest of the month. And so this is a good month for you to work in a way that is self-sustainable and self-sufficient, or prioritizes cultivating greater financial security and emotional security. How can you prioritize security this month, Virgos? What would it look like to move and act in a way that prioritizes your security? That is what you're called to do this month with Mars in Libra. And you may find that there is a level of maybe even asking for help that can play into this as well, because this is Libra, the sign of one-on-one connection. And so that is all the advice I have for you this month, Virgos. I really did speed through that. But most of the Virgos who actually follow my channel say I watch this on 2x speed. So if it was too fast for you, just remember that you can always speed up or slow down the video on the little corner on one of these two sides. But that is my advice for you Virgos this month. Let me know down in the comments below, is Virgo your sun, your moon, your rising, something else? Are you feeling this energy already starting off before August? Are you ready for this month? Are you seeing it as a beautiful opening of experimentation and solitude before we have an exciting but maybe challenging September birth month for you? And once again, happy birthday to half the Virgos out there for the other half who are in September. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sincerely hope you enjoyed. Once again, my name's Isabel, and from my heart to yours, namaste.